night, you know what I mean? Speaking to me saying, come outside, I want to talk to you. I'm thinking, yeah, flipping. You know what I mean? So I'm just thinking, you can take a hike, lady. I'm just thinking, lying here, you ain't coming to steel bars, it's all sorted, you know what I mean? And I'm lying there thinking I'm safe, you know what I mean? I ain't coming through that place. This is a concrete bunker. It's built for hurricanes, you know what I mean? I'm thinking, well, wasting your time there. But then I had a feeling, did I close the window, the top window, because it got so hot, because I'd locked myself in, you know what I mean, during the day. I remember opening the window in the afternoon to try and get a breeze and falling asleep, and I'm wondering whether I'd actually shut the little, you know what I mean, this kind of window. Well, I rolled over to my horror to find that I hadn't. Next minute, I'm seeing a dirty great big arm, and certainly not a girl's arm, coming in the window. And I'm seeing the latch is way down here. I'm thinking, no way they can open the main latch. You know what I mean? So next minute, this hand flicks the main latch, opens the plate glass type window, but we've still got steel bars, remember? So I'm thinking, I'm safe. Next minute, I see a spear come through the window. I see the spear inching its way, because they still think I'm asleep. They don't realise that I'm actually watching all this going on. I'm watching a wooden spear with a nice big steel spear head on it, edging slowly across the room from the barred window towards my bed to basically punch right through my body and kill me and stick me like a pig while I'm asleep. Well, I'm watching this spear coming towards me. How many know that you get a little bit afraid? Well, I'm lying here thinking to myself, I'm getting locked up with fear. I can't see any way out. I'm saying, God, He said, best form of defence is attack. I'm going, what with? I'm caught under a mosquito net with a spear coming straight at my body. It's halfway across the room, and I've got demon-possessed people bringing it. He said, your torch. I thought, torch? And I thought, yeah, there's something about light that seems to dispel evil. So I grabbed my torch. As I grabbed it, I slowly pulled the mosquito net up, because I used to tuck it in. I don't know if you've ever been in the tropics, but you tuck them in under your mattress, because those mongrel mosquitoes can somehow get up, you know what I mean? So you tuck them in, mate. You tuck yourself in. You say, you know, biting me. You lean your arm up against it, they'll nail you, you know what I mean? They seem to like the different blood, you know what I mean? The white boys seem to be like a blood bank to them. So I'm watching the spear coming in, I'm pulling the net up, and I'm thinking torchlight. So I rip the net up, turn the torchlight, and this is a 4 or 6 battery high-beamed diving torch. It's like a spotlight. I shine it straight at his eyes. I scream because I just need a little bit of courage, you know what I mean? I'm going, rah! You know what I mean? And I charge towards the window. As my torchlight hits this boy's eyes, I see full-on red demons, full glowing, mate. And they went, ah! Like that. I could hear them. They hated the light, physical light, going straight into their eyes. Just couldn't stand it. How many know the enemy works in powers of darkness? Most deeds of evil are done in darkness. Most sick, demonic stuff is done in the total cover of dark. I watch this man go, ah! That gives me an opportunity to grab the spear. Now, if you've ever been getting lobster, you realise the way to break a hold is to actually push it forward and then pull it back. You do a jerk on it. So I grabbed the spear, jerked it out of his hand, got control of it, threw it straight past his head. I got three demonised Creole men, plus the girl, and I'm shining a torch on them. You ever had a stone in your hand when a pack of dogs ever come at you? You ever had a pack of dogs come up at you and they're wanting to savage you? And you can pick up a stone and they'll back off. They'll cower back. But if you turn, they'll rip you. You don't take your eyes off them. You've got to make sure you push them back. Go to Asia, you'll find out. There's plenty of packs of dogs. You'll have to shoot a lot of them because they look so bad. So I watch these people cower back like dogs, like animals, as though I had something in my hand which was light that was literally powerful enough to push them back, but I knew it wouldn't keep them away. All it would do was drive them back. How many know I didn't sleep that night? I had my surfboard, my backpack, 5:30, no taxi, no Raj. 6 o'clock, no Raj. I'm thinking, what's going on? What's happening here? I talked to my New Zealand friends who are up. They said, we're going to have a surf out here. We'll maybe go another day. I'm thinking, no. So go and check the village and find out what's happened to Raj. Where's the taxi? Guy comes back half an hour later. He said, mate, there's something really weird going on in the village. Someone's gone and stuck steel rebar rods right through Raj's radiator core. Shoved them straight through his radiator core. I'm thinking, what? He said, it looks like someone's taken him out of a building site and just shoved steel rods straight through the radiator. How many know you don't drive a car and someone stuck rebar rods through your radiator? He said, he's stuffed. People are freaked out. Raj has got no enemies. Why would someone sabotage his taxi? It's the only taxi in town. He said, well, mate, we're not going anywhere. I said, yes, we are. I need to get out of here. He said, what's going on? He said, look, I can't tell you, but I need to leave the village now. I don't want you to talk to anyone. I talked to the Kiwi, the New Zealand guy. His name was, my brain's gone dead. Anyhow, forgotten. He runs. I said, what do you do? He said, well, I want you to go to Cutrabon and want you to get this guy and get his taxi, and I want you to bring him down here. I don't want you to tell him what's going on. I want you to pay him. Here's the $50. We'll hire him for the day. You bring this guy down. You know what I mean? So next minute, an hour or so later, he comes back. Here's the Austin Cambridge outside with the roof racks. I got my Indian mate from Cutrabon who used to take us on taxi trips down surfing to Suliak. He's freaking out of his skull. He's sweating like a pig. As they came through the village, my New Zealand friend's telling me as he's talking to me at the door, there's a whole bunch of Creoles with rocks and stones and cursing him and telling him to get out of the village. And he said, Raj doesn't want to take us. He wants to give the money back. He doesn't want to take you anywhere. He wants to go back to Cutrabon. I'm going, no. I said, what are you doing talking to me? I said, you run back to that car. I said, if you need to be, you rip Raj out of the seat, take his keys. You don't let this guy leave. The Australian guy who was a Bass Strait oil rigger, his name was Paul, we call him Gnome, huge man. He looked at me and he said, what's going on? You know what I mean? Because he's obviously used to a few things in the oil rigs. He's looking at me and going, what's going on? Real Australian, he wants to fight. And I said, mate, they're after my life. He said, have they got guns? I said, I don't know, mate. He said, what are you doing? Is this drugs? What are you into? What are you moving? You know, what are you involved in? He wanted to find out. I said, look, I can't explain it to you. I couldn't say I've got a bunch of demons from hell trying to kill me. You know what I mean? And because I won't turn back to darkness, I've got the pit of hell trying to exterminate me from the planet to shut my testimony up. How many know that would be a little bit spooky? So they knew I was a drugger. You know what I mean? I dealt in drugs. They knew that I had a lot of drugs in the house. Trouble is, since this experience, I'd thrown all my drugs out. You know what I mean? So they were freaking out a little bit. They didn't really know who I was. They knew my reputation from the village because I used to blow all the rustlers out with the hashish we brought. You know what I mean? We used to wipe them all out with the best gear we had in town. So now these guys are going, what are you into? How come we've got a whole bunch of the village here basically trying to kill you? He said, what can I do to help you? The Australians do help the New Zealanders, you know what I mean, although we do compete. So there's a bit of the old Anzac kind of help, you know what I mean? These boys, I said, well, you get my boards and my gear on. They're not after you, they're after me. They want to kill me. He said, well, I'll get everything on and then I'll come back for you. Got everything up. As he came back, he said, look, there's a group of them right outside, about 10 of them, Creoles, really angry with sticks and rocks. They really want to kill you, mate. They're outside your house. We're going to have to get to that car. He said, but you get in, leave it to me. He said, just don't worry what I'm doing. You just go for the car, Ian. So he dropped me in next to Spence, this big New Zealand guy, had a cut down here from a knife fight. I mean, it looked like it's a massive big blade cut. So here's Spence on one side. I jump in. Paul runs straight at them. How many know that sometimes you get a dirty, great, big Bass Strait oil rigger with a beard like this, and he's built like this, running straight at you? Well, these Creole men, although they're strong, in comparison to a lot of the Western men, are small. You with me? Even their strongest, most muscular man, because is a lot smaller because they're only eating fish. You know what I mean? Our boys are eating bullocks, you know what I mean? So he charged them, mate. He just went for them. I watched them blow the bluff on them. They backed off, and then he sprinted. He jumped back in the car. One on either side of me felt like a dirty, great big guardian angels. I ducked my head in case a bullet came through the back of the head and blew me away. I get to the surf spot and try and tell them a little bit, but I can't tell them much. You know what I mean? We go surfing. I'm freaked. I'm petrified. I said, drop me in the airport. I go to the airport. check